Hey everyone, it's time for our Facebook Live video tonight. I am just going to sit tight here and wait a bit for some folks to come on to get notifications. Let's see, I am live. Like we usually do. Usually a little 10-minute pre-game show here. Or 9 minutes now. So I put down what this is about. Tonight we're just waiting for some more people to join us. Hello Robin, hello Jean. Nice to see some of the regulars and the ginger snaps. So real quick, just so people know, the story, hi Christy, the story behind ginger snaps. Somebody asked me once, why do you call people ginger snaps? And just so you know who we're watching, we're waiting just for 6 o'clock before we start in. I was thinking of a name. This was years ago when we were thinking of, I'm like, what do you want to be called? Like I was saying, dear followers or dear people who like my page, or then I couldn't think of any, like what do y'all like? And a favorite thing of mine I had was I would just call people ginger snaps, just jokingly, even at work. Came a little ginger snap, and they liked that was the feedback that they liked being called. So that's how we got ginger snaps. Or snaps for short. When I say dear snaps, it's you guys. It's my ginger snaps. So, and there's a story too where I get that from, but that's for another time. So let's see. As we prepare for our 6 o'clock show, 7 o'clock show rather. Sorry about that. As we prepare for the top of the hour, let's see. I put the donation thing in the majigga in the bottom there. So if you get something out of it, so I'm going to do this, by the way, and I'm going to announce this now, and I'm going to hope people will remind me throughout the video to announce it. If I get at least, and thank you, by the way, for those that have donated, $5, $10, you may think it's not much, but it adds up. It's a cumulative. Okay, so thank you. So if I get at least 20 of you. Now, the last video, by the way, is approaching 500 views that I did on World War III and stuff like that. There's another video, too, that's well over 500 views. So if I get at least 20 of you, and I'll be very honest, I'll tell you guys, like, hey, we have 20 donations of blah, blah. I mean, in a future video, I won't know real time. If I get 20 donations... If I get 20 $10 donations, of all the people that donated, well, no, because then I feel like I'm being prejudiced against the $5 people, and that's not fair. If I get 20, okay, let's put it this way: if this video somehow breaks $200, that's a good idea. Okay, let's do it that way. So if this video somehow breaks $200. Between $5, $10 donations, $50, whatever. If somebody gave 200, there's a reading right there. But anyway, and I would actually give you a separate reading. But anyway, if I get this video clears $200, I'm going to go through all the people that donated at random. I don't know how I'm going to do it at random. Actually, I know how I'll do it. There's a code generator online. I'll give everybody a number in my head, and I'll write it down. And I'm going to randomly choose somebody to give a free 20 to 30 minute reading to. Okay, so it's technically, you could donate $5 tonight and walk away with a half-hour reading. Tarot reading, me to you, and I'll reach out to you or whatnot. Okay, so that's my shtick tonight as we approach the top of the hour. So if I can get at least, if this video clears at least $200 in donations, I'll go through, and I won't be prejudiced as to amount. And I'll just because I'll assign people a number, and randomly if they donated, because I want to encourage all people especially who can't afford a whole lot, and I'll give you a free 30-minute reading, technically free, based on you know what I mean. Okay, so that having been said, that's out of the way. That's done. Tonight we're going to be discussing, I was looking at the topics for tonight's video, and I'm like, I think I might have bit off more than I could chew, but we'll see how much ground we can cover. because we did psychic self-defense, we did bloodline curses, and astrology. Astrology alone, that's like a class. That's like a course. Like that's so I don't know how far we'll get into it, but I'll give kind of an overview. It'll be a real crash course, Astrology 101, tonight. Hello, Janetta. Welcome, Jennifer. Hello. Um, so tell your friends about me. Let's see what time it is before we begin. Tell your friends to get online. We have 4 minutes to go before we start our show. That rhymes. So let's make it happen. In your questions too, by the way. So if you have questions, I didn't get a whole lot of questions on this today. I was wondering, actually, I was kind of concerned. I'm like, how many people are going to watch tonight? There wasn't a lot of questions today, as there usually are. I guess I can't take a day off. I got to keep the momentum flowing. You know, I got to do these videos often. So, did I want to add anything else? Your new YouTube channel. So if the easiest thing to do, you can see it on the Facebook page. There's a link to the YouTube channel. It doesn't have a customized URL yet. I have to wait 30 days for that. And Alex, if you're watching, if you can upload this, that'd be great. If you can catch. So if you're watching via YouTube, if you'd be obviously watching a rerun of this, if you're watching via YouTube, my website is ericfraize.com. Okay, very easy. Hey Ashley, welcome. And another thing I'm going to do tonight too is I will give some samples about astrology. Like I'll have people give me their birthdays, and we'll talk about the 12 zodiac signs, and I'll have some of you just give me the month and day. I don't need the year, and I can tell you why I can glean a lot from just a month and day, and how it's all kind of tied in, and numerology as well. We'll do some brief discussions in numerology. Basically the pie in the sky, I like to call it. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. The pie in the sky, as I like to call it, the 12 houses. The 12 houses of the zodiac. Hi, Lisa and Lisa. Lisa Cult Jam. Remember that song? That group, rather? Lisa Cult. Was it Lisa? I think that was the name of the group. It was a long time ago. So we'll do that. Yeah, we'll talk about the pie in the sky, astrology, numerology, how important. People often overlook the number of their birth. Numerology is huge, by the way. It's right up there. Numerology, astrology, geometry, sacred geometry, math, music, they're all tied together. So they all go hand in hand. All right? Words, the alphabet, lexicograms. There's so much we're gonna hopefully get into in the future. So how we doing? Let's just check the time here. All right, close enough to 7 o'clock. Welcome everybody. Those of you that know me, my name is Eric Fraize, and we do these videos every so often on the occult, metaphysics, and whatever news stories, etc., etc. And on that note, did I have anything to add about the news today? No, I stick to my prophecies, so y'all can see the past videos what's coming for the world. So it's just a matter of time. Okay, so first thing, let's take them in order of the least I have to talk about, because astrology is a lot. So we'll do that. We'll put that last. Because if I start off with astrology, I will never get to psychic self-defense, and I'll never get to bloodline curses. Like, I'll be talking about astrology for like well over an hour. Or I'm going to try to brief it, but anyway. Psychic self-defense. Which is interesting because it can kind of go hand in hand with curses and stuff like that, bloodline curses. There are a few things you can do to defend yourself from psychic attack. And just so you know, FYI, it is more common than you think. I used to laugh at people that would come to me and say, oh, I have a curse on me, and it's been on me for years, and this generation. And I've mentioned this in past videos because I didn't want to seem like, a charlatan with a neon palm sign outside with open shining in the window, um, and say, "Oh, honey, you got a curse on you, and for $10,000, we're gonna light a candle. It's gonna be all gone." I didn't want to sound like that. Um, but so but when I started doing magic for money, mercenary magic, I guess you could call it, people came to me and they wanted some hardcore shit. And I'm like, and in some extreme, I'm not telling you what kind of hardcore crap they wanted. So there we go. In some cases, yeah, sure, I did it, and still do, because it was necessary. One of the great things about magic, and I would argue this anywhere really, is if somebody pisses you off and you don't want to go to jail, just take it to your altar. But that's really the purpose of magic, to manifest what you want in the world, to bend, shape, change. And it's a lot better than going to jail if you're doing something negative. Do you know what I mean? So whatever you want, you just take it to your altar, you express it, and you leave it there. Okay, so if you have, if you want something positive, that's great. You go do it and stop worrying about it. Leave it there at your altar. If you're frustrated, if you're angry, take that to your altar. Everybody says you should never go to your altar angry. I am so sick of white lighters. Love and light, whatever you do will come back to you 3 times. Bitch, how do you know you're not balancing the scales? Okay, how do you know you're not the instrument of karma? All right, there we go. So it's better to just take your stuff and leave it at your altar. As Anton LaVey called it, the intellectual decompression chamber. You do it all there. You do all your magic there. You get it out, the positive, the negative, the love, the hate, the whatever. Bring your emotion, the fear, the anxiety, whatever. But you shouldn't bring fear to your altar. Of course you should. I want my God to know I'm fucking terrified of something. So because that fear, that emotion is going to go into the magic and make it powerful. So that's what the altar is, the forum. Your altar is the appropriate forum for your feelings and for your magic, etc. Okay. So my point was, it's much more common than you think. So when you think you're walking around, you have no idea what people have done to you, what they've come to you, especially if it involves another man. The predominant amount, the majority of curses that I reject are when it's a woman who just wants a man, and she just wants to hex like other girls. I stay away from those. But if it's a situation where there's, and this, you can do stuff without cursing. I mean, like justice. Okay, what if there's a, I'll get, like deadbeat dad. What if there's like or somebody's in danger, and one of the first things I'll say to people, and this is actually this is a really good example. Because of someone's culture, let's say, hypothetically, they don't want to go to the police. They're being abused by their husband. And because of their culture and society, they're afraid to go to the police. Now, in today's society, if you're abused, if somebody hits you, you dial 911 and they're in jail. Like, they're done. Okay? So, but like, if it's your custom and you're an abused person and you're taking it, again, my first advice to everybody is always, well, call the police, get a restraining order. I mean, that's the, just, sometimes there's no better magic than 911. So, but in a case where if the person can't bring themselves to do it, there's spells for protection to take care of the individual that's perpetrating the violence on the individual. Okay, so, and that would be technically a curse. Now, white lighters can doll it up, but they can know that's a protection spell. That's a binding. We're gonna do a binding. Hi, Michelle. We're gonna do. Hi, Dawn. We're gonna do a binding. We're gonna put them in a bottle. We're gonna put them in white light. We're gonna wrap them in white light. No, I'm gonna send them to the fucking abyss with shadows and darkness. That's where I'm gonna send them. You can do the white light thing and whatever. You can do that. That's pretty and that's cute. Okay, I'm going to send black slimy shapes to appear before them and drag them to hell. All right, that's what I'm going to do. So anyway, um, right? People deserve it. You have no, if like I said, and I put this in my page, people know what the fuck they're doing. Don't give people a pass. All right? Do you go out of your way to be a bitch to somebody? Like, do you go out of your way to be cruel? Do you hit people? No. So those that do should be held accountable, right? I usually hold people up to my own standard. Like, fuck, like I don't do that. If I can, I have to do. So that's kind of how I judge and stuff when people come to me. I take a look at the situation, um, and stuff like that. Okay. The people that go around, and some people that are watching will know what I'm talking about. The people that go around like throwing hexes like openly, that will have a video and like, I'm sending you a curse. Da, 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 da. You usually don't have to worry about them, you know. Um, like Ursula from The Little Mermaid. That's an inside joke. Some people know who I'm talking about. You don't worry about stuff like that. Um, so psychic said, so how do you defend yourself against this stuff? Well, first of all, it depends on what kind of curse it is. It depends if you know that they cursed you. Did they say it to your face? Do you just have a feeling? What I tell people is to come to me, and and I'll be able to, as a Satanist, I can smell that shit a mile away, or 500 miles away. Okay, and it's and I'll be very honest with you. I'll tell you, and I'll tell you if it's you know just your imagination, or if it's um or karma even. um this one woman I know, she's not cursed. Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. Let's put it this way: nobody in this life put a curse on her, but there is so much shit in her life that is like, you can like date and time it, you can do the numbers, you'd be like, it like the magnitude of crap this woman has gone through and taken and had to deal with in her life. it, I truly don't believe anybody's put a curse on her this lifetime. Now, if this is karma from a past life, if this, then whatever. But to look at there's some shit here. This is the more than the average crap that people take. So I don't know who's chiming me, but I gotta, let's see, hide that phone. Sorry about that. So this was just larger than, I mean, just an obnoxious amount of crap in this one. And the dates, the numbers, the zodiac, the names. It's just like, if I made it up, if I did a movie, you wouldn't believe the movie. You'd say the movie's too far-fetched, too fake. Like, that's how like crazy. So it depends on what kind of curse they've sent to you. And this kind of leads into bloodline curse, or how to, psychic self-defense. I do in my metaphysics class, I show you how to go into alpha and put shields around yourself. So there are many ways you can protect yourself from psychic attack. It also depends who's doing it. Do you know where it's coming from? Do you know where the psychic attack is coming from? Do you just feel that there's a psychic attack? If you just have a general feeling of psychic attack, like I'm being attacked psychically, this is why you need a relationship with your God. Whoever you believe God, goddess to be, this is why you need a relationship with them and need to make sure you are friends with them and not a stranger, and that you know who they are, so you can call on them. Okay? If I have a problem and somebody's bullying me on the playground, I'm going to go get my big brother, and I'm going to have him come and pound the shit out of the person, or certainly at least protect me from whoever's, okay? So when you have a personal relationship with your deity, you can go to that deity and basically say, sick 'em. All right? Protect me. Shield me. I don't know what this is. You do. Hi, Danielle. Oh, hey, BJ, how are you? Just message me on my page. Um, witchkingofsalem at yahoo.com. How's that? Uh, witchkingofsalem at yahoo.com. You can just, that's very easy to remember. My easiest email. Da, 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 da. What if they say they're sending demons? Um, just so you, that's a good question. What if they say they're sending demons? Um, there's only one person that controls demons, and that's Satan. Okay, the king of demons. So if they say they're sending demons, they would have to acknowledge that they're a Satanist. All right, and that they worship Satan. Because only through petitioning Satan can you send demons to somebody. So if somebody is, so that's actually a good scenario. So you can kind of catch them by the balls. Although if I think I know who you're talking about, I think they don't have any. Um, you can actually say to oh, you're sending me demons, so you're a Satanist. Now I'm not saying I wish it the devil. Well, only Satan has command of the demons. Okay. These people that say, I'm sending an angel to you, I'm going to send a demon to you, I'm going to. Now, I can petition for it, all right, but I don't have a crown on my head that says, a king of demons. I have no authority. It's just like me coming to you, okay, and I'm just going to pull a name of, hey, Josh, I'm just going to pull a name. Let's say I go to Josh and I say, hey, Josh, go kill this person or go do whatever to this person. And Josh is going to be like, what the fuck? What do I, who are you? What do I owe you? What's in it for me? What do I get out of it? Do you see what I mean? So when somebody says to you, I sent a demon your way. Oh, great. Well, I'm curious to know what agreement you made to send that demon, what pact you made to send that demon, et cetera, et cetera. So these people are talking out of their ass. Okay. And so you don't even have to worry about shit like that. So psyche self-defense. So you can put shields around yourself in alpha. Like I said, it helps to know if you know where it's coming from. And this is where you got to be really careful because there are some amazing frauds out there. They will research your shit. They will go and bury shit. I'm not kidding you. And they will, they'll, like if you, that's why I tell people, tell me nothing before you come see me. Tell me nothing. Name, date, fine. Did you pay? Great. I'll call you. This was your phone number. This time, great. I'll call you. We'll talk, we'll meet, come over, whatever. Because they will dig up stuff. They will dig up stuff. They will find out your information and they will go literally bury shit and say, there's a curse on you and I'm sensing it's a voodoo doll and we need to find it and da 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 da. And they'll go and dig up whatever they buried and there are people believe this stuff. They believe this stuff. Okay. So look at this. See, this is only one of the 3 topics we're going to discuss tonight, and I'm still on it. I thought it was going to be a quick. Well, you just have to do shields, and that's it. But you can do shields too. But the advanced magician can penetrate those shields. Okay, so you're really there's so much you can. It's so complex. It's really complex. It's not quite good. But the reason I was saying have a relationship with your deity, the best thing you can do is take shelter in your God. Okay? Christians can cover themselves in the blood of Christ. Nothing's getting through that. Unless Christ allows it. And see, that's just me being honest. See, people think, well, you're a Satanist. Do you believe me? I meet you at your faith. Okay, and there are certain. Remember what I said about there's a riddle in that, and you'll learn eventually. There's a riddle in all this. Hi, Valerie. Is that there's only one truth. Okay, that's the paradox, the principle of paradox. I help you find your truth, but there's only one truth. Okay, so truth that it's by its very nature cannot be multitudinous, I guess I want to say. Is that the word? Or it would not be truth. It cannot be alterable or changeable, or it's not truth. All right? So how do you protect yourself? Christians, you can just cover yourself in the blood of the Lamb. Nothing's getting through that unless God allows it. And it's not a cop-out. There's stories about this. The diary of St. Faustina. Amazing. She lived in Poland. she started the Chapel to Divine. Jesus came to her and talked to her about introduced her to the Chapel to Divine Mercy. Now the Catholic Church has Divine Mercy Sunday. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving. You start the novena on Sunday after Thanksgiving, Sunday after Easter, and you start the novena on Good Friday, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so St. Faustina, she was a nun in Poland in the 1920s and 30s. And her life is just phenomenal. I can't get into it now because that, again, I could do a 1-hour video on St. Faustina. But she was walking home one night, and these three, to the convent, I should say, walking to the convent, and she was out in the night. And, hey, Rob, blessings to you. Thank you. And she was walking back to the convent, and these 3 black dogs came out and surrounded her. And they were speaking to her telepathically. This is in her diary, the Diary of St. Faustina. Get it. Okay, coming from a Satanist, okay, telling you to get the Diary of St. Faustina. But truly, because my faith is not everybody's faith, and you need your path, and blah, blah, blah. The Diary of St. Faustina. So these 3 dogs started talking to her telepathically and said, we are going to devour you and tear you to pieces for the souls that you have snatched from hell with your prayers. Okay? And she responded and then she realized that they weren't dogs, they were demons in the form of dogs. And she said back to them, fine, tear me apart and devour me, because I'm a miserable sinner and I deserve it. However, know that if you do devour me, it is only because my Lord has permitted it. And then the dogs let out a screeching howl and said, let us flee, let us flee. The Holy One walks with her. And they took off. That was one of the more fascinating stories that I read about St. Faustina. So, if you're, like, for example, if you're a Satanist like me, okay, I'm going to take refuge in my God, who is devil. Okay, I'm going to take refuge in him. You're not getting through him. Just got news for you. FYI. Okay, you're not getting through him. And that's why people, I mean, magic is a science to a point. So you can do protection spells and have a degree of success because if you know how to use the science of magic, the science of witchcraft, people balk. Magic, but look, there's a science to it. So if you're well versed in that science, that art, of that craft, okay, you can have a degree of success, but you really should have a connection with your deity to make it much, 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 much more powerful and foolproof. Okay, it's like you can try building your own house, but if you don't consult an architect, you're probably not going to have that much luck, kind of thing. Well, I took a year in like vocational school, whatever, so know your magic. You can protect yourself that way magically. Josh had a question and I wanted to get to it. So how can you carry your shields over into your dreams? Well, it's all, when you go into alpha, it's all there anyhow. That's actually getting into different dimensions and stuff like that, into the sleep state, and people can attack you in your sleep. Absolutely. It's actually a very vulnerable time when in fact, in the Satanic Bible, Anton LaVey encourages attacks in people's sleep. At a specific time during their sleep cycle, no less. So how do you take it over into your sleep? You can prepare your mind in alpha before you go to sleep. You can prepare your shields. Similar to how the Egyptians would bury people, and they'd put tools with them that they would take with them in the other world. Pharaoh would get a scepter and stuff like that. You can imagine yourself going to sleep with your sword, with a shield. And it doesn't have to be, it can be whatever your subconscious can best relate to. So, there are a lot of ways you can take defenses into your sleep. Okay, and summon your defenses in your sleep. But again, the best thing to do is rest in your deity, rest in your God, rest in your goddess, trust them to hide you under their mantle and protect you. That's why it's important to have a That's why it is important to have a connection with deity. Okay. That's briefly psychic self-defense. All right. Briefly. And that was like 20 something minutes. That was a 20-minute dissertation. And we could go on. Now let's get into bloodline curses. Bloodline curses are some of the most powerful cases of diabolic possession and exorcism in the Catholic Church that have been documented are bloodline curses. A child, a grandmother didn't want a child, the grandchild, the daughter to have whatever, the family didn't approve, and they either did something themselves or went to somebody to do something to the person, and the person has, all this crap going on with them, that life, etc. Da, da, da. This is some of the cases I've studied anyway. And, and you can put a bloodline curse on your own family. You can put a bloodline curse, like probably one of the most famous bloodline curses was during the Salem witch trials. It was not Bridget Bishop, it was somebody else. One of the witches, as she hangs from the gallows, allegedly put a curse on the Hathorne family, John Hathorne, saying, "May you die choking on your own blood," etc. And all the Hathorns died of some kind of hemorrhage, and and that's why Nathaniel Hawthorne supposedly added a W to his name. This is the legend. I don't know, to throw the curse off the family. Nathaniel Hawthorne, the author, was related to witch trial judge John Hathorne. Because one of the, those are powerful curses, like with your dying breath. That's powerful stuff. When you curse with your dying breath, any curses, but any energy you send to somebody is very powerful, positive and negative alike. And because it's a bloodline, you usually have, like, for example, if somebody's about to take your life and you curse them before they take your life, that shit's going to hold. Because you're kind of getting them before they do the deed. You're like, you do this, guess what? Okay, and not to mention, I don't mean to sound like Ben Kenobi from Star Wars. Like, if you strike me down now, Darth, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. But I can tell you that if somebody strikes me down, okay, good luck the rest of your life. So, and bloodline curses, you can do them, people can do, people can have them done secretly, you can do them openly. You can say to somebody, there's the geish, it's called. It's a Celtic curse. I forget how it's pronounced. How it's spelled. It's like an instant, I'll have people come to me. I had a police officer come to me once and said, "I'm telling you, I pulled these people over, and there was this old gypsy woman in the back seat. It was like a family, and just her eyes, she looked at me, and I'm telling you, she did something to me. I've been having bad luck ever since, da, 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 da." That stuff, yeah, like you do. Don't underestimate also the power of the subconscious when it comes to curses. Hi, Angelina. Hi, Nina. The power of the subconscious, because it can seed there. You should always take everything seriously unless it comes from like Ursula or somebody. You know what I mean? You should always take curses seriously, because if you don't and you laugh them off, the subconscious seed that was planted is more likely to germinate in your mind, and you manifest it through events in your life. Okay? There are curses I know that are psychological. There are curses I know that are very real magical curses. But if the person is supremely confident, it depends, really. If I know a person, if I know a person that works magic, if I know a magical person, I'm probably not going to tell them that I'm going to, do something, because they would know how to counteract it. If somebody has no know-how of magic whatsoever, then yeah, I'll tell them right to their face. Guess what? Now remember, these aren't good people. These aren't good people. I'm talking about shitbags. Okay, you don't just go cursing people for no reason. I'm talking about people that are ripe for destruction. I'm talking about, like, child molesters, rapists, abusive husbands, cheating slime balls. You see what I mean? So, and even then, even if somebody's cheating, like, I want you to put a curse on my husband, he's cheating on me. Why? It takes two. You got to get the whole story. You know what I mean? So, and you just you're balancing the scales sometimes. And people say, well, it's going to come back to you. It's like, whatever, whatever. Good luck with that. How it's going to come back to you. So I'm not turning the other cheek. So I get news for you, FYI. Do I want to say this on video? Let me see. Let me think. Just give me a minute. I want to think about this before I say it on video. When it comes to people that do me wrong, magically, gotta be very careful how I word this. When it comes to people that do me wrong magically, I would rather see them alive and suffering than dead and at peace. That makes sense? So, that's fucking cold. But hey, you know what? Whatever. I just remember, for those of you that can hate much, there's the polarity. It means you can love much too. Okay? If you're not allowed to express full-on hate, and that's what you do at your altar, you don't go out, you don't harm people. You don't go out, you don't assault people. Okay? That's what your altar's for. You take your shit there. You go to your deity. You go to your God. Okay? But, but if you're capable of hate, you're also capable of that much love. And only if you're allowed to express one fully are you allowed to express the other. People are so afraid. In today's society, people are so afraid of anger. Like, oh, he's angry, he raised his voice. Look, anger is one of our natural God-given emotions. Anger, used correctly, the purpose of anger is to defend boundaries, to defend our loved ones, to defend ourselves. Okay, when anger is just blind rage, road rage, psychotic killing, anger is bad. Okay, but anger in the spectrum is an emotion, just like love. Okay, if anybody says, I'm not angry with anybody, well, you're a liar, you're uptight, you're whatever, I don't know. You know what I mean? Well, you should let anger go because it's a poison. You're damn right you should let it go at your altar. Don't hold it in. Let it go at your altar and direct it where it should go. But walk away and truly let that anger go. Don't hold it in. And know that your magic will do its shit. Okay? So that's what you do. All right? No. I have very different views on karma. Very different views on karma. So, that's all up to one's. Okay, did we reconnect? It said I lost you for a minute. Okay, let's see. Angelina, all due respect, I love you, honey. What about bad magic coming back to you? What we'd mentioned after you've cast a curse on someone, karma. Well, who's gonna dole out justice to the person? Well, the universe will do it. Well, that's nice to know, in theory, but I'm not going to wait around. Okay? How many people do you see on the news that you're pissed off get away with shit? Okay, how many people do you see on the news that they get off court, like they got like, they get off with no punishment, or in other words, you're like, that's not fair. No, it's not. So make it fair. That's my take on it. If it comes back to me, this life, another life, we'll see. Who knows? So that's, bloodline curses too. It can be on families. So how do you break a bloodline curse? You have to try to find out its origin. Okay, and like I said, a lot of the cases of diabolic possession and exorcism, some of the worst cases were family curses. They eventually found out were put on people that did have open pacts with, dark entities and whatnot. Okay, but bloodline curses are very powerful because it's your family, and people say that's so terrible. You do that to your family. Well, remember how I defined family. If they weren't blood, would you family? Okay. The majority of my family, okay, if they weren't blood, I would have nothing to do with them whatsoever. So therefore, instead of being a hypocrite and being fake at holidays and stuff like that, I simply cut them out of my life because I don't want to be a hypocrite. We're blood. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? My dog treats me better than you. Okay, we're not blood, but my dog is family to me. Okay, my I have clients that I'm closer to than family. I have clients that have been there for me when family hasn't. Okay, so this blood thing means absolutely nothing. If anything, I'll use it as an advantage if you're a bitch, and send it, and send something your way along the bloodline. And the reason, it's a group karma. Okay, they go. Just so you know, guys, I'm venturing into dark stuff tonight, but I'm not a nice person. So this is good too because we need this kind of balance, and we need, you can see all my other videos of love and peace, and I do advocate that, etc. But it's also important to know that I'm a bitch. I was going to use the C word, but I don't want to offend a lot of ladies that are watching, but I am one of those too. So it's polarity. I'm not gonna, I'm not all white lie. You can't have one without the other. Okay, so but the good news is, if you're capable of great hate, you're capable of great love. There you go. So think of that. And that's a very diabolic philosophy. So those are bloodline curses when you say to somebody, and I was talking about the geisha, when you can out loud in the moment, in the heat of your anger, you say something to somebody, that shit's going to stick. Words are powerful. All right? The universe was created with the word. In the beginning, God said, let there be light. In the beginning was the word. Okay? Words, take the S of words, put it at the beginning, you get a sword. Double-edged tongue. In the book of Revelation, double-edged sword. It came out of his mouth like a tongue was a double-edged sword. Cuts both ways. Words have weight. Libra, the scales. Libras in Spanish, pounds. Library, books. Grammar, grammatical, gram, weight. Literature, grammatical, liter, weight of liquid. Words have weight. There's a profound, profound mystery in what I just told you that's incredibly, incredibly powerful. Now, for you white lighters that want to use it for love, you can do that, because now that you know that your words create your reality and are very real, and you are very realistically influenced by the energy in the air, the vibratory influences of the planets, the energy that other people are putting out in the air, you know how to protect yourself. Okay? Words have weight because words manifest into matter. All right? It's about as deep as I'm going to go with that secret. Okay? And people may think, oh, it's about, that's no secret. That's about affirmation. It's fucking profound. Because you have to really know that shit's true. Okay? So, you wake up and, fucking, I want to go to work today. My job sucks. Guess what? Guess what you just sent out into the universe? Poof. You're going to have the worst day. Okay? So, words are powerful. Watch what you say. All right? Does that cover? I mean, as far as so, I mean, that's what a bloodline curse is. It's what you put. You know, it's something that can be on the family. It can be generation after generation, etc. Um, right, right. Yeah, I'm just reading some of the comments. Yeah, so don't let people think just because blood, there's blood there that I have to be nice to them. No, no, just no. Um, honor thy mother and father. Okay, sure. If they're nice to me, I'll honor them. How's that? All right. But if they're abusive, they're abandoning, they're whatever, I'm not gonna honor that shit. Anyways, to this day, if I stumbled upon my father's grave, I would piss on it. I would drop trow and drop a pipe and hot loaf right in his grave. But he's buried in Ohio, so I can't do that. All right. That's how wicked that man was in life. Okay. So anyway, where do we go after that? We're talking about astrology. Good question. Ashley, do you think written words or spoken words are more powerful? Both. They're on par. They're on par with one another. Um, eh, yeah, you can do a. Yeah, that could get into. I'm just going to leave it at this. Awesome question. Awesome question. Do you think written words or spoken words are more powerful? Very good question. I'm going to say they're equally powerful. Okay? And there's a way you can make written words as powerful as oral words. All right? So, yeah. Excellent question. But I'm not going to go deeper into that because then that gets into, like, some stuff. But yes, the words are, yeah. Yes, but it's a big discussion, but an excellent question. So, but the Reader's Digest version is they're both just as powerful. Okay, so we covered that. Now I said astrology. I was going to talk about astrology tonight too. This is in a big video. Because where do I even begin? And how do we switch gears now? And astrology. Well, it's a science, just like anything else. I mean, it's the planets have very real vibratory influences. Let me give you an example. We know, science knows that the moon controls the tides of the earth. Okay, so science knows this stuff. If your body is over 90% water, don't you think the moon is going to have some sway over you as well? So in astrology, every planet rules something different. So you have to think of the big pie in the sky, and it's broken up into 12 pieces. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Did I miss anything? I think that was it. So it's broken up into 12 pieces. These 12 slices of the pie are assigned a specific zodiac. They're assigned a specific governorship over an area of life. They're assigned a specific musical note. They're assigned a specific color. They're assigned whatever. So you have all this, assigned a specific planet. The zodiac, okay? So you have to know that pie in the sky. And if you notice the diagrams that I put in my Facebook page, I put the circle of fifths. Okay, I put an astrological wheel. You see the wheel of the year. It's all correspondence, law of correspondence, macrocosm, microcosm. It's all connected. It's all a big wheel. All right, now imagine that wheel of 12 with 12 spokes. Okay, imagine that wheel of 12 sections, that big pie. And within each section is a level. Zodiac sign, planet, number, color, musical note, Okay, now take that wheel and imagine all these pieces all these layers are interchangeable and movable. If you spin the wheel, all the things are going to slide around. Okay, they each have their own row. So you spin that wheel, they all start sliding around, they all land in different spots. That's astrology. That's your astrological chart. Where are the planets today? Where is Jupiter in the scheme of things? Okay, so Jupiter is now in Capricorn. What house is it in? What color does that vibrate to? Is the, where's that? So that's how, based on how these interact, that's how we get a horoscope. These are very real magnetic vibratory influences. The moon rules emotions. When you say I'm a Cancerian, that means the sun was in Cancer at the time of your birth. That means between June 23rd-ish and July 23rd-ish, 22nd, the sun was transiting the sign of Cancer. Okay, or at least from Earth's perspective it was. Okay, so when you say I'm a Cancer, you're a sun sign Cancer, you're Cancer the crab. Now, what people overlook is the power of numbers, the power of your ascendant, which is your rising sign, the moon, the sign that was on the ascendant at your birth, and the moon sign. Where was the moon when you were birth? Those are the big three. All right, the big triad, if you will, the triduum. Okay, that's the triad you want to really know. I'll give you an example, probably not a popular example, but I don't say it I'm just saying it because it's an example. Donald Trump. He is a Gemini with a Leo ascendant and a Sagittarius moon. Okay, Gemini. Okay, chatty. He talks a lot. Writes. He's written books. Typical Gemini. Leo ascendant. Your ascendant modifies the appearance. How many times have you seen Trump associated with a lion? Okay, Leo ascendant. Look at his hair, the long wave. People make fun of his hair a lot, but it's like is it not like a lion's mane? Okay, Geminis, your sun sign has a lot to say about your appearance too. Geminis can often be very tall. Donald Trump's a tall person. Moon in Sagittarius. What are Sagittarians famous for? Foot in the mouth. Okay. Sagittarians are they give blindsided compliments, not even tongue in cheek, because they don't mean to offend you, unlike Scorpios that know exactly what they're saying and how it'll hit you. The Sagittarius doesn't mean to. They're like, you look great in turtlenecks because it hides your double chin. Okay, they totally didn't mean to. They're totally serious. They think they're giving you a compliment. You know what? If you take a picture in profile, you don't look as fat. You should take a picture in profile. That's a Sagittarian thing. So you take this blunt, whatever nature, sideways, okay, you combine Gemini, Leo, and Sagittarius, and you take a look at Trump. There's not a thing he does that's surprising. Now let's look at his numerology. He was born June 14th. 14 represents communication to the masses. So he's an articulate communicator to the masses, to the public. He can sway people. Don't tell me he can't sway people. He can sway people, believe me. Okay, but he's also written books, communication to the masses. 1 and 4 reduces to 5, which is the planet Mercury. That reinforces his Gemini traits because Mercury rules Gemini. So he's very much Gemini. He probably gets very little sleep. Whenever I see everything I've read about Donald Trump, not a thing has surprised me. Not a thing. They say, Donald Trump gets very little sleep, maybe 2-3 hours a day. He might sleep on the plane. Gets fast. Typical Gemini. Sleeplessness. Thinking too fast. Aquarians, they're a close second. Okay? Thinking too fast, thinking too much, pacing, and they're usually talking with their twin selves, their other twin. So anyhow, so every planet rules something. So when you're born, okay, remember we were talking in another video about the trinity of the body. Okay? The body is formed, the mind is formed, and the soul enters at first breath. Okay? When does life... Remember, we addressed that very controversial question. When does life begin? Well, I can tell you when stages of life begin. How's that? Okay, the flesh temple begins at conception. All right? The mind, that depends on how that develops. John the Baptist leapt in the womb of Elizabeth when he heard the voice of the Virgin Mary. Okay, so the mind forms. The soul comes in at the first breath. and God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. You Satanists out there that discredit the Bible are fools. You are fools. Anybody that discredits the Holy Bible as a very powerful, sacred work is a fool. Anybody that takes it that says that's irrelevant, you fall on your own. You keep that attitude. You go fall on your own sword. Satan, other Satanists, they balk and say you need to read the Bible. Whatever. So there are so many secrets in there, so many allegories. Also, the very, very powerful. It is the most powerful book ever written, hands down. And just remember, it's every bit as much his story as it is his story, history. Okay. So that having been said, the planets each rule something. Okay. The sun is your core identity. The ascendant is how you express your sun sign. The moon rules emotions. Now, we know this because the moon, the tides, etc. Police will tell you, full moon tonight. Ask a nurse in a psych ward. Ask whatever, full moons. Ask women when they're, how the moon waxes and wanes. The births, my mother always used to say new moon brings boys, full moon brings girls, or vice versa, something like that. Okay, well, every other planet rules something too. Venus is love and partnerships and business and to an extent money. Mercury, communication. When Mercury's communication, transportation, mechanical things. When Mercury's retrograde, everybody freaks out and what that retrograde means is that from Earth's perspective, it looks like the planet's moving backwards. It's not really moving backwards. It's just that from Earth's orbit, it looks like the planet is moving backwards. Just like the sun isn't going through signs, Earth is moving. The sun is staying still. Okay. So thank you, Copernicus. No, but the sun is staying still. But from Earth, it looks like it's in the sign of Cancer, Leo, Virgo, okay, etc. And so, so in Mercury, when a planet goes retrograde, you can expect ill effects in that area of life. So when they say Mercury, all planets go retrograde at some point. Mercury just gets all the attention. I mean, the moon goes, people don't pay attention. The moon goes void of course, which would be the moon's equivalent of retrograde. The moon goes void of course for a couple of hours every 2.5 days, so nobody pays attention to it. So when you have these off feelings, I just feel so down. I don't know. I just feel so shitty. Is the moon void of course? Void of course. Not void of course. Void. 3 words. Void of course. All right. But everybody's all freaking fixed on Mercury. Mercury's retrograde. And it's true as shit breaks down. Travel plans are screwed up. Shit's late in the mail and Mercury, that's communication. When Mercury appears to be moving backwards, when it's retrograde, that's when all this stuff happens. But remember, there are other planets. The generational planets are retrograde right now. Pluto, Uranus, Neptune. Pluto rules death right now, and it's underground, and it's in the underworld rather, and it's retrograde. Okay, in Capricorn, the sea goat, Leviathan. Okay, Pluto rules plutonium. Pluto and Uranus both retrograde. Pluto, plutonium, Uranus, uranium, both share rulership of nuclear power. Okay, but these are generational planets. This is telling you what's to come. Pay attention. Okay, Uranus, individuality, rebellion, retrograde. All right, Neptune, retrograde. So you got to pay attention to this stuff, because the planets are telling us what's coming. All right, they're just showing us that shit's going to hit the fan and stuff like that. So when you take your first breath, it's like taking a photograph of the sky. Okay, so where are all these planets? That wheel that I just told you about, you spin that wheel and everything falls into a certain category, place, whatever, some the same, some different, all over the place. Snapshot, the time you take your first breath. That's why I need to know when to do your chart. I need to know when you were born, when you took your first breath, at least within 2 hours, because then I got to get the ascendant. Okay, at least within 2 hours. Where? I need the longitude and latitude. City you were born. I need to know when you were born, what time you took that breath. Because that was the photograph, the snapshot of where the planets were in the sky has now been very realistically, scientifically imprinted on your brain, your neurons. Your brain runs on electricity. Hello. Okay, your neuron, it's been imprinted. These electromagnetic fields have been imprinted on your mind. This is why astrology is a science. And as you go through life with that very specific imprint, it's going to interact with the ethers of today and where the planets are today. And this is how an astrologer can predict your future. And this is why no secret is hidden to the accurate astrologer. If you give me your birthday, if you give me your day of birth, your first breath, I can look at your chart. No secret will be hidden from me. I'm not trying to sound arrogant. I'm good at my shit. And I know I've been studying this for a long time. So there are no secrets, okay, in astrology. It's okay. Remember, oh, by the way, for those of you just joining in, a lot of people have been coming in and going out. Remember I said if this video breaks 200 in donations, I'm going to go through the people that have donated and randomly pick somebody to get a free 30-minute reading. Okay? Well, I mean, it's technically not free because you donated, but still, whatever. Okay, so if everybody can, like I said, if everybody donates $5, $10, whatever you want to donate, the link is in the thing. You can PayPal, Cash App, whatever. I'm going to go through all the donors after this video, and if this video breaks $200 in donations, one of those donors is going to get a free 30-minute reading. So your name will go in the kitty. So if just $5, $10, $50, whatever you want to donate, whatever. So yeah, okay, but the video has to break $200. So I was just saying that, yeah. Email transfers. No, you can do, it's in the description. You can do PayPal, paypal.me/Eric Fraize, or Cash App, hashtag Eric J. Fraize, hashtag. Hi, Kristen. You're new. Welcome. Yeah, Whitney, you're due for a reading anyway. It's been a while. Rebecca, hi, honey. I don't give you as much attention as you. I always see your name, but you're such a regular. I know, and I need to value people like you. So, hi, Rebecca. I want to take this time to say hello to Rebecca, and I love you. My ginger snap, a ginger snap for a while. Okay. Thank you, Danielle. Was it okay? So, all right. So there you go. So that's imprinted, and how that imprint of the planets on your mind, interacting with where the planets on your brain, interacting where the planets are today, that's how you forecast a horoscope. And because it's all tied in, that's fine. No, I'm going to wait until, I usually give the video 24 to 48 hours to see how much views it's gotten, how much it's taken in, etc. Did you hear that chime? I feel like I'm in a telethon. Stand by I'm the QVC. Oh my goodness, I'm the QVC psychic now. We're standing by. Operators are standing by. Ring those phones. Ring that chime. Hit that PayPal.me. Did you hear that chime? Hit that PayPal. That could be your chime. That's too funny. So, or you might hear that cash tag. Cha-ching. And, thank you for those who have, and who have given. So, yeah, so astrology, in a nutshell, that's astrology. Now, there are different signs of the zodiac, obviously, and you have different traits, but they're all ultimately intertwined and connected. Aries rules the head, and then your physical health depends on your astrology as well. Okay, and where what your ascendant is, where are certain planets in your chart that will forecast your health. You can forecast somebody's death. You can forecast somebody's everything. Somebody's sexual orientation and sexual proclivities. I can see that in somebody's chart. That's just really cool when that happens. And I'm like, you like dudes. Like, no, you don't. Yeah, you do. I'm straight. There we go. Is it? I'm back. Am I back? We're getting interruptions. Oh, there we go. Calls are go. Keep them coming. Keep those phones ringing. Now, honey, because you spent $80, somebody's gonna get this. Because you spent $80, honey, you get the free perfume. Okay, you get the 2-ounce bottle, a bath cleanse. What the fucking is that? Or it's like, anyway, so Aries rules the head, Taurus the throat and larynx. Aries, Taurus, Gemini the lungs and extremities, arms, fingers. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer the breasts, the chest, and the stomach. Leo, the heart, backbone, spinal cord. Virgo, the intestines. Libra, the kidneys, lower back and lumbar region. And adrenal glands. Scorpio, the regenerative organs in both men and women. The pee-pee, the penis, the testes, the vag, the vajayjay, the uterus. That's all Scorpio's domain. The reproductive organs, prostate in men. Okay. The generative organs, the seat of the flesh temple. Scorpio, Sagittarius, the hips, thighs, liver. You notice Sagittarians are very clumsy. And whenever they usually bump into something, it's always with the hips and thighs when they knock something over. Capricorn, skin, bones, teeth, kneecaps. Aquarians, shins, ankles, circulatory system. Also mental health. Okay, are we back? Okay. Sorry about that. It says it kept saying I had a poor connection, so it seems to go in and out. It's a whatever, so thank you for staying with me. Where were we? And Pisces rules the feet. Okay, so I just went down the whole body, head to toe, with the zodiac signs and where they rule. So yeah, your astrological chart, nothing is hidden. Nothing is hidden. And that's why I do this in the life reading that I was telling you about from last time. I do this in the life reading. I will do your whole chart, and I will go through everything and tell you what it all... yeah, we are back. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with the Wi-Fi. So yeah. So that's that. So, I mean, that's a very brief overview of how astrology works. So, but numbers are important. The day you were born is important also because the numbers mean something. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pick 3 birthdays. So everybody type your birthday in, just month and day. And I'm going to pick 3 people at random and tell based on your birthday alone, the month and day, give you some facts and tell you how I get those facts. Okay, how I come to the conclusion. So just 3 people at random. Anybody at random, just type in. Okay, first. All right, first person I saw, December 16th. Let's pause there. Okay. Ooh, November 16th too. All right. Okay, good. December 16th, November 16th. First, let's look at 16. 16 in the tarot deck is the Tower card. People that are born on a 16 are going to find themselves confronted by a lot of rug pulled out from under you moments in life. 16 is the Tower card. It's upheaval. Some of the most dramatic events in people's lives that I know, I'll talk to them and their birthday is on a 16. And for you that are December 16th, you're lucky because Jupiter's your ruling planet. The 16 vibration is negated by the fortune of the planet Jupiter, which rules your sun sign, which is it's luck. It's like getting by the skin of your teeth kind of thing. Like, whoa, you dodged a bullet there. Thank Jupiter. Because your 16th birthday was probably why the bullet was heading in your direction, yet your your Sagittarius sun sign ruled by Jupiter is why the bullet missed. So it's how your life is set up. It's the astrological influences that surround you. November 16th, be careful. There's a few things. The first thing is there's so much. That one birthday alone, it's probably the toughest day of the year to be born. Of all 364 days of the year, November 16th is the toughest day of the year to be born. Now, why? You can make it the most... Now, remember, polarity, if it's the toughest day to be born on, it can also be the most powerful. All right. November 16th is Hecate's night. Okay. That's when they would celebrate the feast of Hecate, the goddess of the underworld. That's not why it's a bad day to be born on. It's actually a wonderful day to be born on. But the thing is, the influences of witchcraft, magic, etc. You're a Scorpio, first of all. You have the 16, okay? And Scorpios are drawn to danger like a moth to a flame, okay? It's just a but if there are three. What people don't know is there are three types of Scorpio. There's the Phoenix, there's the Serpent, and there's the Scorpion. Everybody thinks, oh, Scorpio, the Scorpion. Well, no, you may be a Phoenix. You may be a proud Phoenix or eagle. Okay, that's why you see the eagle in the American dollar. It's supposed to be a phoenix. It represents the phoenix. The Masons watered it down. At one point, they think it was a phoenix. I think it far back in time. Anyway, and then there's also Scorpio, the serpent. The number for Scorpio is 0. So the number of Pluto is 0. The serpent eating its own tail, the Ouroboros. Okay, so depending now, November 16th is usually people that are born on that day. The lesser evolved souls, no offense, just saying. Okay, there are people, the lesser evolved November 16th are prone to alcoholism, addiction, incredible psychic ability, natural witchcraft. You can just will shit to happen. You don't have to pick up a book. You can will shit to happen, and it will happen. Okay. So, well, welcome back. I know it's the video's been going in and out tonight. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that, Ginger Snaps. But welcome back. Okay. So, June 5th. Okay, look at it, June 5th. Gemini with the mercurial influence, the number 5. Let me tell you something about your birth number. 5 again. Mercury rules Gemini. So you actually have a kind of so instead of twins, you're like quadruplets. Okay. Because you have that double mercurial influence. All right. And again, it depends on what your ascendant is, what your rising sign is, what your moon sign is. It all depends. So your numbers are important. Your compound key numbers. Okay, so 16 is a compound key number. 30, Michelle, is a compound key number. You're born on the 30th. 6 is a single key number, Monica. You're born on the 6th. You're May 6th, I'm October 6th. We would actually get along quite well, just based on those alone. Not just because it's the same 6. Yes, it's a Venus vibration, but you're also a Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. I'm a Libra, which is also ruled by Venus. So right away we would have an immediate amicability, you and I, Monica. Okay, we would immediately, oh, hey, what's going on? Great, yeah, we would have an immediate understanding. Okay. So so if you are born with a single key number, 1 through 9, if you're born on the 1st through the 9th, it usually means that I've heard there's different schools of thought. It usually means that you've worked out a lot of your karma in past lives. It means that you won't be as troubled this life. If you're born on the 11th through the 31st, or however, whatever, if you have a compound key number to your birth, you also have a single key number. For example, okay, August 30th, so 3 plus 0 is 3. So your single key number of birth is 3, which vibrates to the planet Jupiter. Okay. And 30, your compound key number. Now, your compound key number is karmic. That's the karmic mystery. Why are you here? Okay, your single key number is how you appear to others on the surface. Your compound key number is the karmic mystery behind your life. Okay, so 30 and 31 for that matter, people born on the 30th and 31st, will at some point usually tend to live lives that are somewhat full of solitude. You can have a sense of being alone even though you're with people. You would be a great monk. Okay, think the Hermit card in the Tarot. All right, 30, 31. All right, to be born on those days. 23, Whitney, very fortunate. 23, the Royal Star of the Lion. It is said that nothing can overcome the number 23. So whatever problems you have, you're born with it's a number of karmic blessing. So nothing can overcome the 23. So people overlook the birthday. They're so ready. They'll say, "Well, I'm this." and they overlooked the number. February 17th, that's a tough one. February 17th, I would expect, okay, I'm not going to mention it. February 17th, I would expect mental health issues. This is why. Okay, specifically depression. It was February 17th, right? Okay, so February 17th, the sun is in Aquarius. Aquarius used to be ruled by Saturn until the planet Uranus was discovered. Aquarius governs mental health. Now, Aquarius, by it doesn't mean all Aquarians are mentally ill. No, not at all. In fact, there's a saying in astrology, you'll find Aquarians on both sides of the psychiatric ward door. The majority of the people in insane asylums and working at insane asylums are usually Aquarians. Aquarians have a remarkable calming effect on the mentally disturbed. Okay? Yet Aquarians are also most prone to be mentally ill. It's like a staggering 80%. 80% of people in the Hall of Fame are either sun sign Aquarians or have an Aquarius ascendant or moon. It's the sign of genius. Okay, but now 17. 1 plus 7 is 8, which vibrates to Saturn. There's your dark planet. There's melancholy. There's discipline. They just historically don't go. Well, 8s and 4s. Okay, so Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus, which harmonizes with the number 4. Saturn, the number 8. 8s and 4s do not go well together. And the funny thing is, if you were born on a day that totals an 8, such as the 4th, such as the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th, okay, you'll notice that you're drawn to a lot of 4 people that are born on the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd, the 31st. Okay? Now, the more the 4s and 8s mix in your life, it's like mixing dynamite. However, remember that where there's such strong polarity, such as when there's such strong kinetic energy, such as in the November 16th birthday, you can polarize that through mental transmutation and turn it into very powerful, harmonious vibration. Okay? I was wondering what. 22, Angela. I like 22. Karmically, there people are like, 22. That's not, 22 is not supposed to be a good number. 22 is a master number. Okay, so you can't reduce it. You can only reduce it if it's your final number. In other words, if you're adding up, if you're trying to ascertain the numerology of something and 22 comes up, it has to stay 22. You can't reduce it to 4. You have to add it as 22, not as 4. So it's a master number. There are 22 cards in the major tarot, in the major arcana of the tarot. Okay, there for 12 zodiac signs and 10 ruling planets. There are 22 chapters in the book of Revelation for a reason. Guys, I'm giving you these really powerful friggin' things that you need to research, because I'm just pay attention, because this is some powerful shit. So I like the number 22. I'll look at, so you have born on the 22nd. I think that's great. It's a very powerful, magical number. But it depends on who you read. If you read Linda Goodman, she's like, oh, no, 22, you want to, be careful. But you do want to watch out, because you're 22, so 2 and 2 is 4, so you are going to be surrounded by 8s. You're going to find a lot of 8s drawn to you. People that are born on the 26th, people that are born on the 8th, people that are born on the 17th. 17 also means that your name will likely outlive you. No problem, Sandy. Did I get, Sandy, what was it? Was it you that said November 16th? Your daughter's November 16th, right? Somebody told me that somebody passed on November 16th, too. That doesn't... I wouldn't worry. 1 second, guys. How do I turn this around? All right. Sorry, for a moment you were looking at my wall. Okay. I don't know how that happened. Yeah, no problem. Right, Sandy, November 16th, yeah. So, okay, so apparently I can't touch the screen with my stylus because it's making the camera go that way. All right. Books, yeah. That's a good idea. We'll do that in the metaphysics class. If you're on my friends list, so just remind me to do the metaphysics class. Okay. Is there a correlation between Aquarius and Gemini? There is a saying in astrology: if anybody can put up with a Gemini, it's an Aquarius, and vice versa. If anybody can put up with an Aquarius, it's Gemini. So yeah, they actually go well together normally. March 15th, Pisces, very magical number. I'd be surprised if your friend that was born on March 15th, if it was a female, well, males too, for that matter, if it was a female, didn't practice witchcraft or some kind of magic. Yeah, so it depends. So that's in a nutshell. That's there's so much to it. Like I said, this is a course. This is like a 1 year. Like I could give a just huge dissertation on astrology, numerology, etc. It's all. Oh, good question, Whitney. Cusps, because this pisses me off. Cusps. Okay, look. When people that are born on the cusp, let's take okay. So let's say the sun trans. Let's take December 22nd. 21st, 22nd, whatever, about the time that the sun goes from Sagittarius to Capricorn. So if somebody's born on a cusp, I hate it when they come to me and say, oh, I was born on a cusp, so I read both horoscopes. And I just choose the one I like. Wouldn't it be nice if life was like that? But it's not. The sun transit, at some point, it's either December 21st or 22nd, I think it's the 21st. At some point on that cusp day, the sun is going to change signs from Sagittarius into Capricorn. So depending on your time of birth, you are either a Sagittarius or a Capricorn. You are not both. There is some argument to be made that you still have some influences of the previous sign, yes. But if you were born 2 days or 3 days before, and you say, well, I'm close to Capricorn, so I'm blah, blah. No, you're not. Yeah, if you have like your 2 days, no, you're very much a Sagittarius or whatever the sun was, wherever the sun was. Nothing can dim the brilliance of the sun. So wherever the sun was when you were born, that's what you are, okay? Now, you may have a rising sign, an ascendant that influences you strongly, a moon sign that influences you, but it's not coming from your cusp. That annoys me when people do that. They think, well, yeah, I just choose. What the fuck? No, the sun was the sun was in a certain location. Okay. So, so it depends, where the sun was, if it transited get into a different zodiac sign. But if you are born within that 24-hour, I'll even push it and say 48-hour period, yes, there's a possibility you could have influence of that previous or post sign, that previous sign or next sign, whatever. Okay, sign that it's about to happen, whatever. But for the most part, no. Where the sun is, and that's your sun sign. It went into it transited at a certain time, so you're going to be that sun sign. And I wouldn't even push it more than 24 hours. Like if you're more than 24 hours out, then you're really not going to have. You're not going to have the characteristics of that sign, that zodiac sign. Okay. Joshua, what if you're born on the day of the cusp? Yeah, like I said, it depends. You have to know the time of birth because the sun transited at a certain time. So yes, if you're born on that day, I will give it to you. You can probably have traits of the other zodiac sign. However, don't let it rule you. You have to. The sun is the sun, and it's where it is. It's where it is. Okay, so put up hearts. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's it. So that's all I got an astrology for you. It's been a while. What time is it? Let me just see here. 16. Okay, so it's been 90 minutes. Wow. Okay. So it's been 90 minutes. So guys, I'm probably gonna wrap it up. But again, so you can donate below. The donations are below. Website ericfraize.com. Remember, so if this video breaks that amount, I'm going to choose one of the donors. It's got to break that goal, though. And I'm going to choose one of the donors for a free 30-minute reading, okay? And that's it. That's all I got for you. All right? So we'll upload this to YouTube. And as always, I enjoy your comments. And see if you can decide what the next video is going to be. Because you guys have been choosing the topics as of late, okay? I love you too, my ginger snaps. Thank you so much. And I do love you all, as much as somebody can love you for not having met you. Yes, so thank you very much. Jean, Michelle, Kelsey, Angela, Sandra, Christy, Danetta. I'm looking at all the profile pictures that I recognize. Michelle, yeah, everybody. So thank you all very, very much. Stay tuned, like, comment, share. Joshua, thank you, buddy. Robin, thank you. Rebecca, thank you. Jessica, thank you. Nice seeing you. Love you all, and I will talk to you soon, okay? Bye, everybody. Keep your eyes on my Facebook page. Share this video, and donate.